Hey, and welcome back to AWitchAlone's podcast. I'm your hostess Danielle, and today we'll start with the mini-series about tools of the trade. For the first episode, we handle the besom and the broom. Pun intended. The broom is an ancient tool, and has been seen in the hands of many a deity across time. Tlazolteotl was worshipped in pre-Columbian Mexico and resembled a witch, pictured riding naked on a broom. Seoqing Niang is a Chinese goddess of good weather, and is known as the broom lady in the Far East, sweeping away rain clouds and keeping the weather favorable. In Rome, the goddess Devera was the patroness of the brooms that were used to purify the temples. Brooms have been around for much longer than we know, and they all have a similar purpose: cleansing. Now, here's the difference between a broom and a besom. One is a magical tool, and one is not. A broom is a broom is a broom, right? It has bristles, a handle, and cleans, so what gives? I'm not just talking about cleaning your floors. The besom is more than a physical cleanser, much like the smoke that rises from burned herbs or incense. The besom is also an energy cleanser, and is linked with the element of water, which is incredibly cleansing and can be used in your rituals as well. Like all of your tools, it is not just about what it's made of, but how you care for it and how you charge it. The besom is classified as a broom with a specific physical appearance. Lots of twigs for the bristles, attached to a larger stick that is the handle. You could even use a branch as a besom provided it was found on the ground, or you thank the tree you cut it from. So how do you make sure the broom you have is appropriate for your craft? Again, we have to look beyond what is traditional and look at the modern world. I don't know about you, but I would have a very hard time making my own besom. Looking for the right materials to make it in general, let alone having the skills to make sure it actually stays together. My besom is a variation on the corn broom. It has yellow bristles and an oak handle, and it was found on the roof of my high school. Strange place to keep a broom, and of course my friends looked at me like I was nuts for wanting to take it home. But it came into my life, and I instantly loved it. I've had it ever since. I'm not even sure what the bristles are made of, but it's mine and it has done exceptional work in the last 14 years. Now, if you do wish to up your magic ante and have the skills or the discipline, there's an old recipe for creating your own besom. Use ash for the handle, birch twigs for the bristles, and willow twine to hold it all together. Ash is protective, birch is purifying, and willow is the tree sacred to the Wiccan goddess. If you want to make your own broom very specific to you and your practice, try researching the correspondences for your pantheon of deities and create something unique to you and your path. You may notice in the expanse of the internet that there are those who will make besoms and brooms in various colors and sizes. I would search Etsy for besom and go through that to start. There's nothing wrong with getting someone else to make your besom for you. You don't polish or mine your own crystals, for the most part, do you? Just remember to cleanse and charge for its purpose. There are also lots of witches that have multiple besoms in various sizes and placed in various areas in their home. Placing a besom bristles facing up is a good way to protect your home from negative energies entering. They don't have to be large besoms either. You could have several small besoms, no longer than the size of your forearm at each door to your home, or over each door frame if you wanted. You can also make each one different colors or made from different materials depending on what direction you're facing. The possibilities are endless with this particular tool. These episodes are going to be relatively short as there's only so much information I want to overload you with, but if you are interested in learning more about a specific tool, all you have to do is Google or possibly even go to your local library, and you may be able to find books and reference materials on the history of certain aspects. So that brings us to the end of this episode. This will be a bi-weekly podcast, so make sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. Next time we will be continuing the mini-series by going over your Athame and bowline. This episode was brought to you by the tarot card, the Devil. If there are two cards that strike the most fear, it is the Devil and Death. But the Devil is not as scary as it looks when it's drawn or placed in a spread. The Devil is a card of addiction, negativity, and materialism. When it appears, it begs you to take a look at your relationships with others, with yourself, or with the things around you. You must free yourself if you wish to change, and you must do it for you. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, swing by my page under the same handle, AWitchAlone, and if you follow, make sure you say hi. I love meeting new followers. Until next episode, blessed be.